What you see here are the remains of Soviet cosmonaut Vladimir Kamarov, the man who fell from space. But how did he end up like this? In 1967, the USSR was approaching the 50th anniversary of the Communist Revolution, so the government demanded something big from their Soviet space program, Interkosmos. The then General Secretary and highest leader in the Soviet Union, Leonid Brezhnev, wanted to have two Soviet spacecrafts rendezvous in space. He wanted these two space vehicles to launch into outer space. They would then dock together and allow the cosmonauts to move between ships. This mission would be known as Soyuz. It was decided that Vladimir Kamarov would be in the first Soyuz ship and Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space, would be in the second one. When they were both in space, the two vehicles would meet and would dock together. Kamarov would climb into Gagarin's vehicle and Gagarin would go into Kamarov's, exchanging places. They would then return home in each other's ships. Brezhnev, who was a brutal leader, wanted this to happen, no exceptions. But there was a problem. Everyone in the Soviet space program knew that the space capsule was not ready to fly. The technicians identified 203 structural problems in Soyuz 1, but everybody was terrified of being punished due to failure or setbacks. Nobody in the chain of command under him dared to postpone the launch of Soyuz 1, and Kamarov told his friends that he likely never would come back from space alive. But Kamarov didn't want to back out from the mission. He said, "If I don't make this flight, they'll send the backup pilot instead." That was Yuri Gagarin, or Yura as Kamarov called him. Kamarov and Gagarin were best friends, and he could not do that to him. The men's families would often get together, and they'd even go hunting together too. Even Gagarin said that the mission should not go on, and wrote a 10-page memo and gave it to the KGB, but no one in the KGB would send it up the chain of command. They were all too scared of Brezhnev and other higher-ups. On April 24, 1967, the spacecraft took off, and Kamarov was in outer space. Soyuz 1 successfully entered space and Kamarov became the first cosmonaut to fly in space twice. During the 18th orbit, he attempted a landing, but as his capsule was falling back to Earth, his parachute system did not work. These were the last things he said.
Народом нашей Родины, прокладывающий человечеству путь к коммунизму, летчик космонавт Комаров. Коммунизму. Народом нашей Родины, прокладывающий человечеству путь к коммунизму, летчик космонавт Комаров.
His capsule crashed with full speed into the Earth. Hours later, the Soviet Air Force recovery teams came to the scene. The only thing that remained of him was a heel bone. Kamarov's funeral was held in an open casket. He wanted an open casket burial due as an act of defiance. He wanted to show them what they had done to him. This is an example how the Communist Party ruled with an iron fist around the Soviet Union, and how fear for reporting setbacks could lead to even worse failures. That's what I all have to say. I hope you enjoyed, and see you later.